Have you been writing WAEC examination over and over again? And actually you studied, you read, but still end up failing? Well, in this video, I am going to expose you to the wrong way that you have been reading that is actually making you to fail. And I will tell you the correct way to read for the WAEC examination. And if you can follow everything I am going to discuss with you in this video, I have the confidence of telling you that you cannot have anything less than A1. So let me tell you about WAEC examination. It is not hard. It is very easy to pass if only you are going to pay attention to the things I am going to say in this video. I am going to tell you things that works for me, and even these will work for you even when you get to institution, and you will be able to read correctly and in the right manner, and you will top your class. So this video is what I call stop reading like this if you want to have A1 in your WAEC. Alright, there is something called an illusion. You believe that if I can read for 12 hours, I am going to pass excellently. Oh, if I can only read for 5 hours, if I can read for 10 hours straight, if I can read for 20 hours straight, I will pass. But I tell you, that is an illusion. Because you have been reading your book, you felt as if you are learning. It is not like that. Learning is not actually taking place. You will discover that that thing you sat down with 12 hours reading, the next day, if you have been asked a question on it, you can no longer remember. It is not a spiritual problem. It is the way in which you are actually studying your book. It is the way and the procedure or the process that you use in actually reading your book. Because the reality of the matter is, after these 12 hours that you have sat down to read, you have actually not learned anything. Why? Because of the way you are reading. I need you to also know that sometimes you are not actually learning. Your brain only have learned over time to recognize. You will discover when you put yourself through a lot of work, a lot of mental pressure, and then you felt like you have known it. You see, this is what often happens to you sometimes when you carry your book, all right, when you carry your academic book, and you will discover that, especially those of you that you are always using past questions, you will discover that the moment you open the past question, you can recognize that question. But the moment they tweak the words or they change some numbers in the equation, you will discover that you can no longer solve it because your brain have learned only to recognize numbers and not to actually learn. Alright, so reading a textbook over and over again is one of the worst way to study. You are not actually studying. So your brain, as it were, is just recognizing words. Alright, it's not actually that you are studying, it is only recognizing words. You need to pay attention to that, so that from now on you will actually know if your brain is learning or your brain is just recognizing these words. I'm going to teach you all these things. Now let's move on. Now I call this the anatomy of passive reading. You see, you started in the first instance by doing what? By actually reading. You read your note endlessly as if life is depending on that. You begin to read endlessly. It does not wait. And the next thing you do after that is to begin to highlight. You just continue to highlight. You highlight your book. And you feel like that is actually helping you to read. You see, if you check that your textbook now, you will discover that you have designed it with your pen, with your blue pen. And with that, you felt like you are actually reading. This is not a pointer that you are reading. And then sometimes, because you are nodding your head, you feel like you are already reading. Because you are nodding your head and you feel, oh yes, I'm reading. No, this does not mean in any way, alright? It does not mean that you are actually learning. Please pay attention to all these things that I'm saying, because passive reading does not actually prepare you for WAEC in any way. Now, WAEC is not interested in testing how you read. WAEC is not interested in testing the numbers of hours you use reading. WAEC is not interested in testing your inputs. Alright, you can see it here. It's not interested in testing your inputs. What WAEC want to test is your problem solving skills. This exam does not care. You see, I wrote it here. If a topic looks familiar, it demands that you pull information from your brain and construct an answer while the clock is ticking. Alright, now see this that I made. The thing is, do you recognize this topic? Can you see it here? this part, do you recognize this topic? If yes, you are moving up to this point. What do you want to do at this point? WAEC want to know, can you explain it clearly under pressure? This is what WAEC is actually interested in knowing. If you cannot explain it, you don't know it. That's one thing you need to put into your mind. If you can't explain it, you don't know it. See on the scale, you will discover that this side here, what you actually know is not much attention is not paid on it. Whether or not you can recognize it, much attention is not paid on it. But your explanation of what you think you know, which is this, is what the WAEC examination body is actually interested in. And that is what we actually weigh at the end of everything. Now, we call this the great divide, input versus output. Now, what am I talking about? In this session now, I am going to be telling you some of the things you do, the things you are focusing on, which you felt is actually equating you or will help you to actually study well, which in the actual sense of it, it is not. Now, let me talk about the input first. You discover that you'll be reading, you go to YouTube to watch videos, just like you are watching my own now. You still watch some other people's videos, thinking that will actually help you in isolation, and then you begin to highlight your book. You highlight and highlight and highlight endlessly, and from there you move to the cognitive feeling. When we say cognitive, we are talking about the brain. So you feel incredibly easy and comfortable. And learning should not be like that. You feel, yes, I have read, I want to crush that exam. And then when the exam result is being released, it is depression. You don't like it. It disappoints you. It disappoints you so much. All right. But now let us talk about the outputs. Let us talk about the outputs. Now, the first thing you must understand when it comes to the output is that the output is only about 10% of the whole population doing the exam. And I am not even referring to people that will go and do cheating, that want to cheat. I'm talking about people that want to pass honestly. Now, what you are expected to do is first write, explain, and solve. These three words, let it be in your mind. Write, explain, and solve. The moment you can write it, good writing skills, you can explain it to someone and they can understand, then you can solve it. And also, learning must feel difficult. Do you know the reason? Because learning is from known to unknown. And when you get to the unknown, it should inconvenience you in a way. You should feel pressured. It should feel difficult. So the moment it is not feeling difficult, it means you are not actually learning. You are not gaining new ideas. You are only paraphrasing the things that you have known. And lastly, when the result is out, you have confidence. Yes, and the result itself will give you much more confidence because you have actually done well. I call this test don't read. You see, students who get A1 don't actually read the topic for 5 times or 10 times. They close the book and test themselves. That is how to know whether you are learning. You must test yourself on that thing which you think you know. Struggling to remember is what actually builds your brain pathways. The moment you find it difficult today, you read, you are training your brain on how to retain that information. Now, let us talk about photosynthesis, for example. Some people now, if they want to study on photosynthesis, do you know what they want to do? They want to read the textbook chapter almost like 10 times, thinking that will actually help them to retain information. And it is a lie. Do you know what you should actually do? Number one is that you need to close that book first. After reading, close the book. Ask yourself, what is actually photosynthesis? And then you will write the equation of photosynthesis in your memory. Just write it in a book without opening the chapter of that book again, without opening the textbook again. And immediately after that, you want to explain. Explain it out, say it out, as in say it out. What I often do to myself in most cases, I will stand in front of a mirror and I will teach it to myself. Do as if you're actually teaching a real person. This will help you to learn. This will help you really well. This is what I call the output engine. What are we talking about here? This is the raw data. Now look at the diagram here. All right. Look at this. This is the raw data. All right. These matters that are going into it like a book, going into this machine. All right. They are what we refer to as the raw data. All right. And also, I call it input. These are the textbooks you have been reading, the past questions, the online resources that you have been consuming. All right. This is where they come to play. All right. Now, this is the textbook itself. All right. The struggle. Look at your brain. That is a representation of your brain. All right. Now, you now discover that forcing your brain to recall without the textbook, it will cause eye friction. All right. And the moment this thing causes eye friction in your head, it will produce results by force. And what is the result it will produce? You'll be able to write, you'll be able to explain, and you'll be able to solve it. Because our brain have been wired in a way that it must find solution to every difficult situation. So you will learn by force. If you can't write it, explain it, or solve it, my dear, you don't actually know it. This is what I call your new study protocol. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to be giving you 5 steps. So the step number 1 is that you need to study intensely. Focus on a single topic for 20 to 30 minutes to gather the input. When you see a topic, read deeply into that topic. Gather resources from different places. Read deeply. And then step 2 is that you want to close the book. You want to know. You want to know if actually you have known it. This is it. You close those books. All right. Now the next thing you want to do is to write down what you have read. Everything you can remember, write it on a blank sheet. Everything you can remember about that topic, write it down. Now, number 4 is what I call open the book again. What did you miss during your brain dump? These blind spots are your exact witness. Remember, I said you should write everything down. Everything. Now, those things that you have actually forgotten, you need now to begin to read them again. All right. And then the next thing you want to do after this is to actually check past questions. You want to know what are the questions they have asked concerning this topic, and immediately, do you know what we show? Glory will show. Glory will show. And then you have your beautiful results, and then you are just happy and say, oh wow, yeah, this is when you actually know that you have actually studied. This is the loop I want to show you. This is a very brilliant loop. All right. Now, it is proceeding like this. It is a very, very brilliant loop. Now, what is happening here? Let me explain to you. Input is a book you read. And remember, I talked about struggle the other time, and I said that struggle actually happens in your brain. Remember? Now, immediately after that, the next thing that is coming out of that is outputs. All right? Outputs. This is it. What your brain will produce. And immediately after that, do you know what it does? It fosters your learning. This is what it does. It fosters your learning that you can learn perfectly well. And immediately after that, you begin to test yourself. All right? Test comes in that even to the point that you begin to learn extraordinarily well. But don't just do this once. I want you to repeat these patterns. Repeat it over and over again. Let me talk about the danger of feeling prepared. If you keep reading passively, you will feel prepared at home. I've told you the wrong way to read. Now, if you continue reading that way, you will feel like you are actually prepared. That's how that feeling will just come. But you see, the moment the exam starts, that fragile illusion will shatter and everything will disappear. If you read the question 1 and you don't know it, you see everything in your brain at that moment will be scattered. That's the danger of feeling prepared. And now you need to stop reading like everyone else. Start reading like the top 1% of students that are actually, passing their WAEC examination excellently well. These are what I want you to begin to give attention to, because WAEC strictly rewards output, not input. They don't want to know the number of hours you use in studying or the materials you use. It is what you can produce. So from today, stop recognizing and start recalling. All right, study like the 1% students that are writing WAEC examination every year. So I know definitely if you can follow everything I have shared in this video, you'll be able to learn very well cognitively. And in fact, cognitively, you will shine. You will be part of the 1% students that are actually learning and passing their WAEC examination very well every year. Thank you so much everybody for watching this video. This is Illuminated Minds YouTube channel, and I wish you success in your forthcoming examination. I will see you in the next video. Bye.